What is a necessary evil?
Who is evil?
Evil?
Evil? Evil!
Edward Jenner deliberately giving a boy cowpox and then smallpox would be massively unethical today. But by doing it, he proved vaccination and saved countless future lives. I agree it wouldn't be allowed today, but cowpox is pretty benign to humans if we compare it to smallpox, and similar procedures had been used in Asia for centuries, so it wasn't sadistic torture either. It's not what he gave the kid. It's that he went against all professional medical ethics. That was the necessary evil. People with congenital insensitivity to pain and SIPA have a severe loss of sensory perception. They can feel pressure, but not pain, so they are likely to injure or mutilate themselves without meaning to. They might know they slammed their hand in the door, it just doesn't hurt. This inability to feel physical pain does not extend to emotional pain. People with SIPA feel emotional pain just like anyone else. I remember seeing a young girl who couldn't feel pain, and she had like pretty much gouged her own eyes out as a young child because there was no pain sensation telling her not to. Yeah, I saw that documentary also. They usually bit their tongue and lips really hard and ended up with blood in their mouth. Just all around. So many things that go wrong without pain. I wanna get a job naming kitchen appliances. Seems like the easiest job ever. You know, refrigerator, toaster, blender. You just say what the thing does and then you add a kitchen appliance naming institute. What's this do? It keeps shit fresh. Well, that's a fresher. I'm going on break. Mitch Hedberg. I miss Mitch. Such an original talent. Mitch used to be dead. He still is, but he used to too. R.I.P. Mitch. One time as a kid, maybe 11 or 12, I was bored and just started dragging my forehead along the carpet, like knees on carpet and forehead on carpet, and was moving around the living room. Why? No idea. My birthday party was that night. I ended up having this big huge bloody mark on my forehead. That's with pain receptors. If I didn't have them, I'd totally end up like that girl lol. I did something similar. I wanted to show how plastic knives wouldn't cut anything and scraped them all up and down my arm. See? You can't cut anything until I looked down and my arm was all cut up, also with pain receptors. I did the same thing, scooting my head along the carpet, and it would always leave a bloody rash on my forehead. Looking back just seems so stupid, haha. I was scarred in my youth by an episode of some daytime show, maybe Maury, where a little girl had that condition and the parents had to have her tongue removed because she kept biting it to the point of mutilating it, which can be life-threatening. She was mute due to the removal. What a terrible decision for her parents to have to make. She had a stuffed zebra. That's all I remember about the rest of it. I actually recall that. Definitely Maury, as well as a little girl that did have her removed. They were talking about how they'd have to do it again when her adult teeth came in. Hey, a thing I have a story about. One of my mum's friends had had a stroke earlier in their life, or something similar, can't remember exactly, and lost feeling from their left shoulder down. They were at a party talking to someone, and they both started to smell something weird. Took them a moment to work out it was burning, and a moment longer to work out it was his hand on the stove he was leaning on, old metal plate style. It had somehow been turned on at some point, and without pain to tell him his flesh was melting, he had no idea until they smelled it. Broken bones. Significant internal damage. I think I've read so many stories about people with SIPA who needed serious medical attention and didn't know. I broke my jaw and woke up thinking I had a sore tooth. Technically correct. Crazy enough, it missed my tooth, but it's a major nerve SMH. Yeah. A cement mixer fell over onto me and I put my hands up instinctively. My hand went through the gears and stuff on the side where the motor drives it and pretty much smushed my thumb and left it hanging by a string of something. Imagine mashing a banana between two cogs and you have a pretty good idea. Imagine a no thanks. Oh my god. That's horrifying. You mentioned that you can't feel in your thumb, so I assume they manages to recover some of it? Yeah, they did a real good job of reconstructing it actually. There's only one long scar down the side of it where it kind of burst, and they use that opening to operate. It's a bit lumpy, and the top part with the nail on it is a little off center, but I can still pick things up and use my phone and stuff. Ironically, having the pin removed once it had healed was far more painful than the incident itself. They didn't seem to think an aesthetic was necessary for that, just some pliers. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but sticks and stones will never hurt me because I suffer from zipper doesn't have the same ring to it. Other people, you're all such a hassle sometimes, but damn I don't want to do all this shit on my own. The only thing worse than other people is not having other people. Chemotherapy. The idea is it's a race for the chemo agents to kill the cancer before it kills the rest of you. It sucks, but it's effective, saves lives, and newer/better agents are being developed every day. Doing laundry. According to some, taking showers. I hate taking showers. I do it for the sake of society. I like spacing out under the hot water, but all the rest, undressing, getting the water to warm up, washing the enormous quantity of hair I have, shaving, getting out and being cold, putting on lotion, and drying both my body and my hair, sucks big time. My personal opinion, struggle. I find that, for myself, going through a failure or shortcoming, minor or long term, helps me gain perspective and humility, grow emotionally, and appreciate things better once the hardship is over. Failing that first exam in college, ending that long-term relationship that just wasn't meant to be, or not getting the job you really wanted, are learning experiences that you can take something away from and improve yourself for the next time. It's important to grow as a person, and it makes the success that much better when it finally comes. But sometimes, when you've already had a shitty day and get a flat tire on top of everything else, that just fucking sucks. The weird thing is that humans enjoy almost all the things about the struggle. Whether it's a physical or mental problem, we love to be engaged and to be working towards a goal. And we also enjoy the results, the growth and new perspective. What really stands out is that we just hate the idea of a struggle. That's why we are so good at procrastination. We just hate the idea of starting so much. A trick I use is to tell myself I'll only do it for 5 minutes, and then once I start I'll usually keep going, because the actual process, the actual struggle and work, is kind of enjoyable. And we also hate the idea of failure, of really trying to do something, and then not succeeding. But it probably has to be that way, at least from an evolutionary perspective. If we could just enjoy struggling, and were willing to try things, even if they were very likely to fail, we probably would have gone extinct a long time ago. Just from spending too much time trying too many things that were too hard or risky. In a sense, that's how we create all meaning in life, by associating everything we do with some struggle. The positive and negative feedback we get from trying to achieve something. The negative emotions holding us back from just trying everything makes the positive emotions we get from actually doing something much more important. Alarm clocks. I turned 30 this year, and now for some godforsaken reason I wake up every morning right before my alarm goes off. I've contemplated not using it, but I'm sure, as soon as I do, I'll sleep in. It's like a seatbelt. You may have never used it, but the one time you needed it better. Outliving your dog. It sucks, but the alternative is just too heartbreaking to think about. For you, the dog is a part of your life for 10 to 20 years. For the dog, you are his whole life. I read this one comment about how we are like Lord of the Rings elves to dogs. We span across generations. I lived in a small town that had a bunny infestation. Cute little bunnies under every bush, all kinds of colors. Fuzzy brown ones with white spots, white ones, ginger ones, etc. They had to go because they were chewing through infrastructures. The town hired this environmental firm to take care of it, who themselves subcontracted individuals with their rifles to go around and shoot them dead and collect the carcasses. There were cases where they'd shoot bunnies out of their truck, drive-by style, and then run out to finish it off melee style with their boot. It was a local scandal. Car insurance. I've been paying for car insurance for over 30 years, but I've never had any cause for needing it. No speeding tickets, no accidents of any kind, nothing, yet I have paid thousands of dollars over those years for nothing. I'm an extremely careful driver, but the other drivers around me are the reason I need car insurance. Prison. Some people should be dead or in prison, but many prison systems don't need to be as fucked up as they are. Doing tests on living things. We all don't like it, but think of all the good we now have after we tested certain things to see if they are safe/good for us. Testing stupid shit like makeup on animals. You just don't want the monkeys to look fabulous. College. Kind of. Earning a college degree is necessary for many professions, but so much about college is total bullshit. Tuition is out of control, and many people graduate with tremendous amounts of debt. The idea that college is necessary is part of why it's become evil. Too many people think you absolutely need a 4-year degree when that just isn't the case. So it's not really necessary, and it would be less evil if it wasn't deemed as necessary. You wasted $150,000 on an education you coulda got for $1.50 in late fees at the public library. The education is cheap. The certification is what costs $150,000. Work. It puts food on the table and pays the bills. It actually also creates the food and the table and everything else we have. If everyone stopped working, the problem would not be that no one had money. It would be that there was no food to buy. If you live in a small Midwestern town, like I do, then it's almost impossible to avoid Walmart. I hate that place with a passion, but the only other options for groceries are either the small always out of stock market, or I would have to make the 30 minutes drive to the next city over for their grocery stores, because Walmart killed off the good stores. Nuclear arms. At least in the current world state, nuclear arms have prevented large-scale wars. The fear of mutually assured destruction is likely one of the only things that prevented the Cold War from turning into World War III. And true, we came dangerously close a few times anyway, but every time we got to the brink, heads prevailed, in part because they knew, even if they won they lost. Advertisements on platforms like YouTube. We often hate watching them, but they're like our favorite content creators to make more content, all without us spending a dollar. Yeah, but YouTube is so quick to demonetize videos. They barely make any money from actual YouTube anymore. Taxes. I read that as Texas at first. As a Texan, I can confirm we are frequently a necessary evil. Or are we? Glances shiftily left and right. A respectful local culture, hard-working people, warm weather, traditional values. I loved Texas when I was there.